Art Bros, back at you.
Back.
Coming at you with another amazing painting. This time I can't believe it took us about 24 episodes, but we're finally talking about Picasso.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about one of his well-known paintings. This is Guernica. 1937.
37.
Oil on canvas. It's pretty big.
Slippery when wet.
And what we're looking at is pretty much what Pablo Picasso was all about.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at a deconstruction, or what do you want to call it? Let me get the image for you, fancy dude. Is this cubism? Is this primitivism? What is this here? Is it cubism?
Like there's elements of it, but it's almost like
We're looking at a scene from. I never really noticed this until I saw it in my book,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems to be somebody walking into a room full of like really
grotesque imagery.
Images and people. There's people burning on the right hand side. If you look at the bottom, there's somebody on the floor.
There's aminals inside.
There's aminals. Yeah, and then like you see this rectangular figure, a little off center,
Mm-hmm.
and a head peeking in with a hand that seems to look like a candle.
Yeah.
It seems to be somebody walking in, like checking to see if everything's okay in here, and it's obviously
It's a little interesting that they place it right next to a light bulb, you know?
Yeah.
You have like a very old way of lighting things
you're
next
right.
to a modern way of lighting things.
Oh shit, you're right. That's true. How about we tell people what this is inspired from?
Well, during the Spanish Civil War, right?
Yes.
Alright, so the Spanish nationalist forces they tried getting the Germans to bomb like around little villages and stuff, and one of the results was the bombing of the village of Guernica, which is its namesake for this painting.
Yes.
And apparently it was pretty bad because it was just brutal.
Right.
It was just an air raid.
Right. And Picasso, he hated war.
Mm-hmm.
He did not like war, and this is his response to a horrible travesty that happened during the times of war. And he just kind of, it goes to show you how he loved painting. He was fascinated with the way children painted.
Yeah.
And he tried to mimic that, and he actually got it right, I believe. But it's fascinating how even though it's such a childlike way of painting, it still comes off so grotesque and so morbid.
Impactful.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can tell this isn't a nice scene. You can tell just from the colors itself. It looks like you're coming into something that should not be happening. You're like that guy who's walking in. He's like, "What's going on?" You're like, "Oh snap!"
Hellish.
Yeah, it's exactly. It seems very hellish. It seems very morbid like that. But what we got going on here is, I think that Picasso's style really complements what's going on in the picture.
Yeah.
His whole deconstructing things and putting them back together the way he sees fit is kind of very appropriate for something like an air raid, a bombing, that kind of deconstructs things. If you allow it, if you
more literal sense, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're getting this really sad tone.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what it'd be like to get caught in something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something like this really wakes you up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what these sorts of paintings are supposed to do.
Like, I know there was one showing of this painting somewhere, and well, it was going to be a live recording of a political speech or something like that.
Right.
But the painting, there's a copy of the painting in the background, and it was so off-putting, they decided to just cover it up instead of having it in the back.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. So let's talk about what we see in the painting right now. Like I already mentioned, seems to be somebody walking in on a very hellish, nightmarish scene.
Mm-hmm.
There's I think a dog next to the light bulb that looks like it's screaming.
Oh, it's a horse apparently.
That's a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Horse and bull.
There's a bull. Yeah. What's a bull doing inside?
Well, I was reading some interpretations, and I guess horses and bulls are very closely associated with Spanish culture.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
Yeah. So there's that,
Yeah, but what's it doing inside?
What's it doing inside?
Escaping.
That's the weird
trying
part.
To find cover.
Because the bull's kind of just there.
Yeah.
And it almost seems to be covering that woman in her, I'm assuming as her child in a way.
Yeah, and can we talk about that? Like that really, once you realize what you're looking at on the left-hand side, if you close in on that, what you're looking at is a woman grieving what seems to be her child in her arms dead.
Yeah.
And that just, bam, that just really sells it for me. That just brings it home.
And it kind of seems to be making you go towards the left-hand side of the painting.
Yeah.
Because there's kind of a flow, like even the head's kind of looking that direction, that head on the bottom.
Yeah, the focal point is the head.
Yeah.
And all all the heads seem to be turned in that direction.
Like even the hand holding the candle seems to be pointing in that direction. The horse itself is screaming in that direction.
Yeah. And even the man, like, in the flames over there, which I'm assuming are flames on the right, he's turned in that direction. The bull is turned in that direction. And it all seems to be leading towards this scene of this woman mourning her lost child. And like I said, even though it's a very childlike, very comical style of painting, it doesn't take away from the impact of that. And that's truly, I think that's truly amazing, honestly.
That's the power of art.
Yeah, go art. Impact me and whatnot. But I'm not sold on Picasso.
No?
No. I like his painting, but I'm not sold on him as a painter.
Okay.
Is that interesting? Not yet.
Like M. Night Shyamalan having one good movie?
No. No. I would say more like, I understand why Picasso is so important to the world of art and the art history, but I just don't understand why he's so respected as a painter. But that's a discussion for another day. How much time we got on this guy over here? Oh, we still got plenty of time. But anyways, any final thoughts on this, Fancy Dave?
Final thoughts? I'd like to see this myself in person one day.
Well, it's in Madrid. If you want to go take a look at it.
I'd have to go there.
Yes. I would definitely love to see this in person. I really would. Guys, if you get the chance, go over to the, for us New Yorkers, go over to the MoMA. They have plenty of Picassos over there.
Yep.
Plenty of well-known Picassos, too. And there's nothing like seeing them up front. You can't really take a Picasso seriously through face value.
Or any painting, really.
Yeah, that's true. I think Picasso especially, though. Picasso
especially.
and Matisse. Because they're so, like, flat.
Really?
Yeah.
You would think the opposite for those artists, in a way.
Well, I mean, I truly appreciated them when
but either way, it's better to see these things up close.
Oh,
but
yes.
Very
true. That is very true. So, my final thoughts. You would like to see this? My final thoughts is this is an amazing, impactful painting. One of my favorites, and it really brings home why Picasso is so respected in his community and nowadays. Because, like I said, he could take his interpretation of war and still keep that impact.
Yeah, I mean, if it still holds up today, that says something in itself.
Yeah, it does. All right. So cool. Art Bros approved. And Art Bros out, guys.
So
we'll
next
see you next
time.
Peace.